Welcome back to my knowledge share session. Learn with me. Today we are going to continue on the same topic, cloud platform integration. In that we will be talking about the XSLT mapping. XSLT mapping is it's the same as what we were doing in the message mapping. Like you are transforming your data from the source system to a target system, where the source message XML file is different from the target message XML structure, right? As we have seen in the message mapping, we have mapping a source to a target by a graphical interface. That is one thing. Second thing, we will be using some groovy script to transforming a data from the source system to the target system, right? The same way, we are having another option called XSLT mapping that will allow us to transform the data from the source XML to a target XML, right? So like this, you can see that structure. In the CPI, it provides us one palette called XSLT mapping that is provide us an environment where we can use some XSLT languages, XML language in fact, that will read the data from the XML and transform to a target XML. So as you can see that the source is an XML and the target could be a same XML of a same structure or a same XML of a different structure, or it can be a different document altogether like HTML or a text file, right? So this way the XSLT mapping in CPI provides us a facility using the XSLT language, which will transform the XML data to a target XML data of a different structure. Okay. Now let us see one simple example. This is how it will work. For example, you are having a source system that provides XML in this structure, right? Which is coming from a point of sale terminal, which will give the sales information. What is the store, what is the material, what is the quantity, and what is the amount. For each transaction, it creates one sale tag, sale and end sale, right? Like this. But in the target system, what it accepts is, it accepts in this format. It want to consolidate all the transaction happened for a particular store. That means you are going to group the store as a header and a total as a header, and all the total sold amount as a total amount, and all the material stored as a individual transactions, like this. For example, if you see the 6101 two transaction happened. Here in target it comes as store 6101 and total amount is 4100, and the individual transactions, one material, second material, right? That is grouped. So how we can do this in the CPI? How we can transform this data to the data of this structure using the XSLT language, right? That's what the CPI is going to give us. So we will see in detail, take this as a case studies, and what are all the syntaxes we are going to use it in the XSLT style sheet that will transform the source data to the target structure. Okay, that we will see it. Before that, I will just quickly go through the definition. What is XSLT? XSLT is extensible style sheet language for data transformation. It is a language specifically designed for transforming a XML document into another XML document or a HTML or a text or even other documents. This, as you can see, that this is a set of rules defined in the XSLT language that will read the incoming XML and create the output XML of a different format. Okay, so how it works, how XSLT works for XML transformations. As usual, you have a input XML that will come as a payload. The XSLT style sheet, right? This is called, we call it as a XSLT style sheet that will have the instructions. Okay, the XSLT style sheet we will be creating, and we will have the instructions written in the XSLT syntax that will read the data from the XML. That means it will extract the data from the input XML. It will reorganize the data to a different structure and also some formatting for the data transformations. So you are transforming a data from a source to a target, where how the target system is going to accept the data. Third one is the XSLT processor. XSLT processor is nothing but the environment where you are going to put it. In our case, in the BTP, we are having one palette called XSLT Mapping, similar to the message mapping. Finally you will have the output. Okay, so what are the concept? You have a XSLT style sheet templates to define the rules, and you will be using the XPath to extract the data from the XML. And what transformations we are doing using this XSLT language is, you can group the source data, you can filter the source data, you can sort it, you can do some calculations, you can do some string operations, and you can also do some decisions. If the source data is having this value, you will be creating a different set of data structures in the output XML, and if the value is something else, then you will have another set of structure in the output XML. And also a for loop, you can loop the data in the XML source XML and process it and provide the output. So it's similar to a programming language in a style sheet format with XSLT syntax that will read the source XML and transform to the output XML of a different structure. Okay, now just have a quick overview. This is the source structure. Using the XSLT style sheet language, I will read this data, group it, calculate it, reorganize it, and finally find this kind of target output XML. Right. So this we will see in detail in the BTP and show you. Okay.
Okay, now today case study what we are going to do is for this XSLT mapping, this is my source XML file, right? The source XML file is coming from the point of sale terminal. That point of sale terminal will give me the data like the sold items by each store. So the sold item will have this structure, which has the tag called sale. Under sale you will have a store ID, what is the material sold, what is the quantity, and what is the amount sold. Okay, so now you can see that there are two stores inside this sale, 6101, 6101 and 6102 and 6102, but the target XML will be like this. Target XML will have a structure called output, and in the output I want to group this store like this. What is the store in the header, and what is the total value of the sale So that means 1200 plus 3200, 4400 should come here for 6101, and the material sold will form as a transaction. So same way for the other store. So effectively what you are doing, you are grouping the whole data based on the store and consolidating the items sold as a transaction items. So this is what we are going to see it in the XSLT mapping, how to group it, how to do the summation, and how to create this looping interest. Like as long as the 610 is there, it has to loop it, right? As long as 610 is there, collect it and gather it. So this is what we are going to see it in the XSLT mapping. Okay, I will open the XSLT mapping now and I'll show you. This is how the XSLT style sheet will looks like. I will explain you, then I will go to BTP and show you. Okay, this is the style sheet format. The syntax are is a standard based on that W3 school w3.org, that standard style sheet format. So there are a lot of syntaxes available. We will see one by one. Today we are going to focus on the grouping, sum up, right? Grouping and sum up, we are going to see that. Okay, so this is common. Always it started with XSL colon. The XSL colon style sheet version 3.0 will come in our iFlow. It is come as a 3.0. So inside that you will start doing that. Okay, so the first you will always start with template, XSL colon template. There is another syntax, match equal to slash. That means start from the beginning. Suppose you want to start from some other place, then you will put the relative path here. So right now I will start from the beginning. So this is the first syntax, XSL colon template. XSL colon template ends here. You start from root. Okay, then see my output. Okay, now I don't want to, okay, I will keep it here. So my output started with output, right? So here I will say output. So this will come as it is. Whatever you are writing here without any XSL tag, it will form a output, or it will form that whatever you write there, XYZ will come here. So I started with output. Okay, now after output, what do you want? You want a tag called store, right? Store total. So now here I will keep it now here. So now you have to start with the loop. So this is another syntax called for each group, XSL colon for each group. Okay, that is the syntax. So what do you want there? Select, you have to give the XPath here. So here select equal to POS slash sale. What is it? POS slash sale, right? So under this is my store ID, right? So group by store ID. Hope you are getting my point now. So XSL colon for each group, that is the syntax to group it. So for a group you need a starting point. So you will say select equal to POS slash sale, and there you want some based on some value, right? So that I am giving store ID. So now you got your syntax here. XSL for each group, select equal to this one, group equal to store ID. So this form a loop. Now once the loop is formed, then what you want to write the store and total here, right? this value you have to write it. So what I'm going to write here, as usual I'll put store and total. To get a value directly, we have to use the another syntax called XSL value of. So XSL value of, in that again you will say select equal to that variable. In this case we are going to sum up, so I am giving here, I am giving for the store ID, so I can give the another reserved name called current group key. So the current group key reserved word will give the what is the key you are using here, so it will give me store ID. So that store ID value will come here, 6101 will come there. Same way another one is XSL value of current group slash amount, so it will pick up this amount. Current group is 6101, that amount, so that amount will be summed up, SUM, right? After that again you are closing the tag. So now you got a point now. Store and total. For store I am using the syntax called XSL colon value of, and select equal to the reserved word current group key. Current group key is this store ID, and same way for the total, current group slash amount, this amount, so that become a total. Okay, so these two are okay now. Sorry. Now then it should start with the TRX, right? So I will go here, then I will say TRX. After TRX again there is a for loop for each, right? So we previously we called it for each group. Under for each group there is a for each item. For each item in the current group, for each item select equal to current group, then you put this item, so I will put item, and then I will put material. So this material, same syntax, XSL value of select equal to material. Directly we can specify the tag name, material quantity and amount. This material quantity and amount. That's all. Then you close it. Then this loop will be closed. You have to close the loop for the line item. Then after that you have to close this TRX. So I put TRX. Then this loop will be closed. Then output. That's it. So there are four syntaxes we have used. One is we have used XSL for each group, XSL value of, XSL for each item, right? Then XSL value of will have a multiple things when we can directly specify the field name, select equal to, or if there are some reserved word which like a current group and current group key, like that. And also you have summation. For summations you can use sum, right? Just going through this syntax, having some practices, it will be easy for us to quickly write the style sheets. So there are like this, there are a couple of more syntaxes which we can use it. We will take one by one case, and we will do the exercise. Okay, that's all. Now the Excel sheet is completed. We can Now the XSL style sheet is completed. Then we can directly upload this style sheet in our BTP and do the mapping. Okay, that now we will go to the BTP and quickly complete that. Okay, now I am inside the BTP. Now I will create the new flow. Okay, I think it is locked now. Okay, so I will start creating a new flow. So the flow name I gave it as demo XSLT. Okay, okay, now I'm going to the XSLT. From the sender, as usual, I will connect. Okay, this I will say HTTPS. I will say connection as /XSLT. Then CSR of I don't want. I will save it now. Now this iFlow is going to be very simple because we will be using the iFlow one XML file will come here. Using the XSLT mapping, I am going to convert that XML to another XML, right? So what I will do is I will go here, I will create XSLT. So XSLT mapping. So I will create XSLT mapping. Okay, this name as usual it is coming XSLT mapping. You can create your own name here in the processing. I can create, right? Instead I can start from here. Go to XSLT mapping. I will say create. So when you say create, a normal template will come, right? This, let me open the one which we created XSLT. I will open it here. See, it will start from the XSL style sheet, right? XSL style sheet version 2.0, but in our case it will come as version 1.0, which I can make it as 2.0. Sorry, this is 1.0. This is 3 style sheet. XSL style sheet 3.0. In our case it is 2.0. So leave that. So we will use the whatever the CPI suggested. So from the template portion I am going to copy it here. I will remove it. I will go to template. From the template I have to copy it, right? So I will copy my template portion. Control C. Control V. Right? So this same XSLT style sheet which we prepared, I copied it here. So it start from the beginning. It using for each group I am looking for store ID grouping. Inside the store ID grouping I created a tag called store and total with the store ID name and store total using sum statement. and I'm going to have a TRX tag. Inside the TRX tag, for each, it is another for loop. For each entry in that group, it is going to give me that material, quantity and amount, right? This one, input. So the material, quantity, amount will come there. So my output will be like this. Output, store ID name, store total, and there is a transaction group. Inside transaction group, each item will have a one transaction item, right? That's it. So I will say OK. Now this is saved. I will save it. It's giving some warning. Sender company may not pass XML. Okay, this is simple warning. So it is expecting some XML. It says that XML should come. It is giving a warning. Right, now I will deploy it. Once deployed, I will go to Postman and show you there. Okay. Okay, now the deployment is over. It is started. Let me go to Postman. The Postman, I am going to call that iFlow. Okay, what is the iFlow name? iFlow name /XSLT. Right. So I will go here. It is my iFlow URL XSLT. Okay, this is the endpoint of my URL. So here I have to pass my XML, source XML. So I will go here. I will copy my input XML. Okay, now come here. So this is my input XML, which is having a just only a sale information by a POS tag. So the output will be should be like this one, output, and for each store ID it has to be grouped and transactions. Okay, I will send it. Good. Now it has come here. Now I will copy it. I will copy it. I will open a new thing. Open new. Here I will copy it. Plugins. Pretty print. See. Now and language is XML. See, now it is convert my source XML to a different structure using this XSLT mapping. Right, now we will compare the output. So store as grouped, transaction is created. For each transaction the items are created. Same way 6102 total transaction and transaction items as a item. How it does is this output, the output is coming by this syntax, and store total is grouped. Grouping is by this statement for each group. Starting point POS sale, and group is by the store ID. So starting point and store ID is my group key, right? Then it gives the store and total flag, that comes here. Store and total flag. Total will be a sum syntax. Using the sum syntax, then comes the another loop trx, right? The trx, so it forms the trx here, and inside the trx we have to form another loop. So inside the trx we form another loop. Inside the loop we put another flag called item, so that comes item. Then comes the individual value. Individual value syntax is XSL value of. Okay, so now we can understand this how XSLT mapping can be used inside the iFlow. So this iFlow is very simple. We have seen that how incoming XML is converted to a target XML using the XSLT mapping. So XSLT mapping syntax are like this, right? So in this we have seen four kind of syntax. One is for each group, value of, group by, group key, sum, the reserved word called current group, and another loop called for each. Okay. Hope you got the point how XSLT mapping will be used inside the iFlow. Okay. We will have a couple of more videos on XSLT itself with more business cases and more syntaxes on XSLT. Okay. Hope this session will be helpful to you to start with. Please do comments, put your remarks. I will be happy to answer you back. Okay, thank you for watching and thank you so much.